This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Psych! It's Justin Jarrett and Mad Max Arraj. We will have Wes joining us shortly. He said he was running a few minutes late. We'll properly shame him for that. Although we are starting early. We got started early tonight, 9 o'clock, coming to you an hour earlier. I think this will kind of become a more customary start time for us over the summer. Just because we don't have late stuff we're waiting on very often. So I think we'll go with a little earlier start time so we can get, sleep like normal human beings. But we'll go with 9 o'clock tonight because nothing going on. Everything was rained out, kind of preemptively. Hilton Head Christian game getting pushed to tomorrow night. I know you're bummed about that because you had the day off today. You were ready to go watch some baseball. And it didn't do quite as much as we thought it might, but I imagine the fields are still pretty sloppy. But, I mean, they played BYS games tonight, so it probably could have been done. One of those cases where we maybe were a little, jumped the gun a little bit. But no worries. No harm, no foul. We'll play it under good conditions tomorrow night. The baseball game at Hilton Head Christian Academy, they'll try to clinch it against PD. And then the softball game will be at Colleton Prep. They're going to try to stay alive against Clarendon Hall. And we're going to talk with Jimmy Searson in a little bit about our old friend. We usually talk to him about Buford High football and other Buford High athletics, but talking Colleton Prep softball this time because he's got a daughter on the middle school team over there. He's been following them a good bit, and he'll give us some insight into that team that's still playing for a state title and repping the Lowco. Not much else going on today, boys. There was some golf, and we do have a friend to talk a little golf with us, and we welcome in Brady Sacha. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much.
Welcome. You finished up your season today, and really good campaign for you, man. I was impressed with the progress you showed this year, the growth. But tell us a little bit about the 4A state championships out at Rose Hill the last 2 days. I know you spent a little time in the cart barn playing cards this morning while it was raining, but take us through the state championship out there.
Yeah, so yesterday we kicked it off, and it was a little rainy here and there yesterday, but I got it done, shot an 83. It was a little rainy. Didn't bring an umbrella, so that was my positive energy.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I got a little wet, and then today we showed up around 8:30, got some warm-up swings in, and then they blew the horn around 9 o'clock, saying everybody inside, and then we waited around until 10:15, and then at 10:15 they said we're going out at 11. So it was a mad rush around the practice facilities around 10:30 whenever they were allowed to go back out, and then went out at 11:15, had a rough start, and then back 9 I kind of picked everything up and started swinging like I should have been.
Right on. You said you guys finished, I think, 14th. May River one spot ahead of you, and Landry Williams had a pretty good tournament for May River. He was the top guy locally, right?
Correct. He was shot even par today, and I think he might have shot a 76 yesterday.
Nice. Not bad. He's a good player.
Yeah.
At the 3A meet, Buford finished 6th. Simon McAllister was all-state, so that's good to see. I know you're familiar with those guys a little bit, and Simon's a heck of a player.
That's for sure, yeah.
So, in fact, when I hit you with that news, you said that's not surprising that he was all-state. But what's up next for you? And I mean, you're in the same boat as a lot of high school guys, but you kind of moved to the summer now. You looking to play some junior events, some SCISA stuff, or what do you got on tap?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the HHCA Monday events, and then hopefully get into some of the bigger Players Series tournaments here and there throughout the summer. But just gonna be laid back, working on the game, and hopefully getting a lot better before next February.
Yeah, and working on the media game too, right? Because
I
know you're fired up to cover some Bobcat football in the fall.
Can't wait. We got the spring game on the 23rd.
All right. Tell us more about that. What do you think about Bobcats this next season. Obviously, losing Kharkov is, that's going to be interesting to see what the offense, if they take a step back, but I think they'll be fine. But you excited about that squad this year?
Yeah, I mean, offense seems pretty set right now. I haven't been to any of the practices yet. I'll probably go later this week to one of them and cover it with pictures and video and see how the team's looking. But from what I've heard, they are pretty good.
Awesome. Max, you got anything for Brady?
Yeah, I mean, obviously not the best time to play on Rose Hill, especially turning some mushy ground and dealing with that. So, like, how did your mindset change going back out on that course with it being a little more damp than you would want it to be?
With it being more damp, greens are a lot slower. It tends to get more aggressive with the pins because nothing will roll out more than it should. So play it to the number, and then if it spins, it spins. I had a couple almost spin off the green today, which shocked me. But yeah, just get aggressive with the pins, to be honest.
Who you got for the PGA this weekend?
I haven't even been looking. I guess since Scotty Scheffler's in the field, it's going to be him.
He is. Yeah, he's back. Baby Scheffler finally made its appearance. I believe Bennett is the name. So Scotty's back in the mix. Rory coming off a win and coming off a divorce. Last time he had a breakup, he went on a heater, so never do know. Koepka, Rahm, one of them could. Koepka's defending, right? So
yeah, he is
getting the mix. But well, I thought you might have a pick, being our golf guy, but I guess not.
I'll say Brooks Koepka.
You're going with Koepka to repeat. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, we appreciate you hopping on. Always good to talk to you, and we're proud of you for your growth this season, man. Keep grinding, and we'll see you real soon, and we'll get you out there doing some work this summer.
Thank you all.
Take care, buddy.
Peace.
Brady Sacha. Love that kid. Look forward to having him work with us again this upcoming school year. And he's would have loved to have him do more this spring, but he's really leaned into his golf game and trying to continue to develop that and maybe give himself a chance to play at the next level. So definitely support him in that endeavor. But we love having him on Team Lowco as well. And now we'll welcome in Jimmy Searson to talk a little Colleton Prep softball. What's up, buddy? Repping Team
Hey,
Lowco.
how y'all doing?
doing good, man.
Yeah, I got Team Lowco.
Yeah, baby, the OG T-shirt, busting out the old one. Hey, man, good to see you, and we promised we'd get you on sometime this season, and I hate that we waited this long, but Colleton Prep, thankfully, kept playing long enough for us to get you in here. Softball team's still going. They're down 1-0 in the championship series, but, still got some fight left. So tell us just a little bit more about this team. Obviously, we've been following the stats, but you've been out there watching them. And so just give us a little bit about the personality of this team and who are some of the standout players that are carrying them.
Yeah, Colleton Prep, led by head coach Tiger Martin. Tiger's done a good job with the CPA softball team. He's been their coach for a while now, and he's a great coach. And they're led by Sydney Stivinger. She's the pitcher. And she, has a good fastball, and she's a real good pitcher, and she's only in 10th grade.
Oh, wow.
But she's also a good hitter too. She can hit the home runs. I think she's got like 4 or 5 this year.
Nice.
And also,
go ahead.
Yeah, and Ava Murray, she's the catcher. She's been killing the ball lately. She's been averaging 3 hits a game, and she's also a power hitter, and she does a good job at catcher. And then they got Sydney Bailey. She's the leading home run hitter, and she plays at first base. And then they got Addison Crosby. she's also a power hitter, playing third base. So Colleton Prep, they got a real good softball team, and they got some power hitters on that team. And Sydney Lavender, like I said, she's a real good pitcher. So this is a real good team.
Yeah, Ava Murray and Sydney Bailey each have 6 homers. Murray with 45 RBIs and Bailey with 40. That's a crazy number for a high school season. And then Stavender with 4 homers, and she's also been incredible in the circle. She's got 177 strikeouts in how many innings? 134 innings. So she's been pretty dominant. And you said just a sophomore. So that's exciting for them.
Yes.
They did lose the first game. They lost both regular season meetings to Clarendon Hall, and I think got shut out both times, but put up a pretty good fight in game 1, lost 6-1. So, you seeing some growth there. You think they might be able to pull one out in game 2? I know that Clarendon Hall team is really stacked.
Yeah, I was going to say Clarendon Hall is really good. Like you said, the first 2 games they were shut out, and then this last game, they did score 1 run and played tough. But Clarendon Hall is a real good young, and CPA has been having a hard time hitting her. But they played better last night, and I think they got a good chance playing at home in the second game tomorrow. So I look for a close game tomorrow, and hopefully, Warhawks could get the win.
Right on, man. Max, you got something for Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, you're at home tomorrow. You get the home field advantage. Obviously, we know Colleton Prep usually shows out when it comes to softball and baseball games. I've seen it firsthand in my playing days against Colleton Prep. So, I know that the fan base will be there. What in your mind would be their game plan going into this? How do they stop, that offensive power in Clarendon Hall? What is the key to, keeping them at bay and being able to take the lead early and try to hold on to it?
Yeah, in order for Colleton Prep to win this game, Sydney Stavender would have to have a real good game pitching. I'll just keep throwing what I've been throwing, and but what's been hurting CPA is errors against Clarendon Hall. For some reason, they make a lot of errors against Clarendon Hall. So if they could cut out the errors tomorrow, I think CPA is going to win this game. But they got to cut out them errors.
And the 2 errors led to 4 unearned runs last game. So obviously that's a key. The other thing, they walked 5. Can't put them on base. Can't defend it, right? So you gotta avoid the walks and then take care of the ball. And it looks like if they can do those things, it should be a fairly even matchup, because they gave up 5 in the second in game 1, and that was a result of the errors. So if they can just clean that up, although good teams find a way to put pressure on the defense and make you make mistakes. Pressure burst pipes, as they say. But no, great season for Colleton Prep, and certainly we hope they can pull it off tomorrow. Your Buford Eagles have been having spring practice. Have you got any glimpse of them, or how excited are you about them for next season?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. No, I haven't been able to make any practices, but there's spring game or spring scrimmage is on May 23rd. So I plan on working a half a day that day and headed to Ladies Island to see my Eagles, for the first time this spring. I'm anxious to see, Samari Bonds, quarterback, and Amari Patterson. He's looking, he's looking good in all these things they've been having with football. I'm anxious to see what he could do this year. He's only going to be at 10th grade, so I'm anxious to see what he could do this year.
He's also seated really high in the 100 and the 200 at the state track meet this weekend.
Yeah,
ridiculously fast and ridiculously impressive young man. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Him and Samari shaking and baking together. It could be a good time. A little shout out from Heather Brown Murray. Let's go Hawks. So guessing that's Ava's mama. Giving love.
Yeah, that's Ava's mama. Yep.
Yeah, Ava can swing the heck out of it. Man, I tell you what, they grow some softball players in Colleton County across the board.
Yeah,
and you got to give a lot of credit to the rec department there and the vision that they had in building that Ace Basin complex. And it's no secret why you got so many softball players there, because they grow up playing right in their backyard from a young age and having the opportunity and access to it. So pretty cool to see all the softball talent out in Colleton.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Colleton County High School, led by 2D Edwards and Coach Adams over there, they got a great program too. They didn't go that far this year, but over the years, they've been really good. And of course, CPA has got a great softball program. So, the Walterboro area, they're real good with softball players.
No doubt about it. You got anything else for Jimmy, Max?
I wonder, like, Colleton Prep baseball. They started off the year pretty hot and then kind of fizzled out, and I kind of wondered, why. Why did they fizzle out as quickly as they did? And we kind of thought they were a real strong team. I think there are a couple areas that they could be better at, but overall, I thought they could go deep into their SCISA playoffs.
Well, shoot, they made the semis, and
I know, but I thought they could go deeper. I thought they could go to states. I think they could have gone to states, to be honest.
Yeah,
I wonder if pitching. Yeah. I wondered if pitching was part of the problem. Not enough depth at the pitching position.
Yeah, Max, I'm glad you brought that up. Colleton Prep, the baseball team was supposed to. I thought they were going to go win a state title this year. I mean, they had a good enough team to do it. But you're right, the pitching, I don't know, failed them this year. I thought they were going to be better at the, pitching position. But, it was kind of a disappointment. But they still had a good team this year. It's just the pitching killed.
Yeah, they had three guys. The Sheffield had one, and Kennard were all really solid, but they just didn't really have much behind them to to fill in the gap. So when they ran out, and I saw that at Patrick Henry. They were in a ball game all the way, and then they didn't have any more pitching, and it was over. And I think that's what happened to them against Dorchester too. That first game, they hit the rain delay. They were down 1-0, and then they got beat 11-1. And then the second game, they just lost a pitcher's duel 1-0. So no, they were a quality squad. I thought that SCISA 2A was really competitive. The top four teams were all, really, the semifinalists were all really evenly matched, and all those series could have gone either way. But well, hey Jimmy, great to talk with you, man, and we'll see you real soon to talk Buford High football, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure, and hopefully, all the Lowco teams will have a good year in football next year, and or this season. I can't wait. But thanks for having me on, and keep up the great work.
Yes, sir.
And go Lowco.
Go Lowco,
baby. Go Lowco, man. Go Lowco.
That's Jimmy Searson, our biggest fan since day one, I swear. We go way back with that guy. He's been very supportive from the very beginning, and great source of information as well on Buford High athletics, and now helping out with Colleton Prep as well. And hey, look who's here. Wes Kerr coming in hot. What's up, buddy?
Did something run long, but I'm here now.
No worries. Well, you missed all our fun. We had Satcha on to talk a little golf, and Jimmy on to talk Colleton Prep softball. And you got here just in time to hear about our MVP sponsors. And they start with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports. She's with Keller Williams of the Lowcountry. She'd love to help you find your place in the Lowco, or maybe upgrade to a bigger, better place in the Lowco. It's a great time to get in the real estate market, and Megan Jarrett would love to help you out with Keller Williams of Lowcountry. She's the official realtor of LowcoSports. Homegrown Home Inspections is our official home inspector, and they're the best in the biz when it comes to making sure you're making a great investment in the real estate market. And if you're building a new home, you got to have the phased inspection from Homegrown. They'll check on it every step of the way and make sure it's being built right. Homegrown Home Inspections. And Mickelson Law Firm is our official real estate closing attorney, our original sponsor since 2017, and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. So, they're going to be turned out tomorrow night at the Cage for HHCA baseball, going for the state championship. We appreciate the support from Mickelson Law Firm and hope you'll support them when you have legal needs. And Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, the official hospice provider of LowcoSports, the only not-for-profit hospice in Southern Beaufort County, providing all kinds of valuable services to our community, because in Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, it's not about dying, it's about living. And they're going to be living it up at the Yacht Hop this weekend. Should be good times. But welcome, Wes, and you're here just in time to talk a little bit about that HHCA game tomorrow night. We've speculated about pitching matchups and stuff last night. We would guess Zane Wilson probably gets the ball. We'll find out soon enough, less than 24 hours. But, I think HHCA is set up very well here. I think PD probably benefits more from the day off than HHCA, just because it allows you to break the momentum a little bit. But, man, at home, environment's going to be live. I think they got bounce houses coming out and slides and stuff for the kids. They got the pizza truck. They got all kinds of stuff.
Get there early. Early.
Well, yeah, for sure. You're going to have to park a good distance away from the baseball field anyway. But the later you get there, the further away it'll be. But should be a good time, man. I'm excited for that game tomorrow night. I'm going to try to get there for the end of it after baseball practice. But what do you guys think? HHCA taking it home tomorrow night, or are we going to have to go 3?
I'm confident that Hilton Head Christian Academy is going to find a way to end this and win a state title on their home field, although we'll be far from a given. I expect PD to fight back with the offensive prowess that they've shown this year. It's going to be in the hands of their starter and Zane Wilson. He's going to have to be the guy to set the tone and throw strikes and show his strong command. Obviously you're going to expect some base runners to come on here for PD Academy. Can you find ways to leave them stranded and produce in the clutch and trust your defense behind them to make the big plays? And Hilton Head Christian Academy, for the most part, has been solid in that department this year. So I think it's obviously the one thing I'm worried about is Cody Brott, who left the game left game 1 on Monday with some concerns. So he's a huge impactful player, not just, when you talk about his defensive abilities, but his base stealing, just complete package out there top of the lineup. So it hurt to lose a guy like him, but we saw, Richardson start, the guy that he replaced, the guy who replaced him. Yep. Who came in and was terrific, got on base, helped spark that rally. So, it's next man up mentality if he's the guy who leads it off, or maybe Wilkerson will kind of flip-flop the lineup a bit and kind of see what works and produce, what he thinks is the strongest looking lineup to provide that championship clinching win. So, trust it in his hands. He knows how much this would mean to him, and the players are going to go all out for him because this is it as he moves on to the athletic director role. So that'll be a heck of a way to go out as the baseball coach to bring home an elusive state championship for this Hilton Head Christian Academy squad. I trust this offense, the way they've been swinging the bat. Huge to be able to pick up a win against the ace of that P squad. I'm sure they have some talented deep staff, so you're going to have to find a way to keep the bats rolling. But by the way they've been swinging it recently, they're going to get their chances. They grind at bats. They'll have their walks. They'll have base runners. I just love the way that the offense is cooking right now, and I think it'll stay that way and give them some chance to strike. And I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think Hilton Head Christian runs away with it. I think it'll be a very close contest, but I do think that the Eagles will do enough to produce that dog pile at the end.
Yeah, they will do the dog pile this time if they win tomorrow. Max, are you anxious? You feel like you got this? How are you feeling?
I think with the day of rest, I think the nervousness has gone up just a little bit. But I think how Christian Academy is set up, I just don't see a way for, PD to get game 2. I mean, you have either Zane Wilson or Hayden Brooks pitching, and whoever starts, the other one's going to come in and try to finish the job. So, I mean, you have 2 pitchers, 2 quality pitchers, and then if those 2 pitchers don't work out, you still have more pitchers behind them. So, I mean, I think they're set up perfectly here in game 2. And I think that game 1 win helped them so much more going into game 2, because you lose game 1, you got to pitch one of your pitchers, but you can't pitch the other. So you got to rely on your pitcher in game 2, which I think they could have regardless, but you have to rely on them so much more than you do in this game right now. Right. Because that you now with a win, you have a backup pitcher if plan A doesn't work.
Right. I think in a way game 1 was more important to PD than it was to Hilton Head Christian. Like, it was important for Hilton Head Christian to win game 1, but more importantly, they denied PD winning game 1, because now PD to try to win 2 in a row is going to be tough with Richardson burned. It really worked out in HHCA's favor that they were able to beat him without throwing. I mean, you could argue which one of the 3 was HHCA's ace. Crosby was, they were kind of one ABC. Crosby's one of their best dudes, so it's not like they pitched off or anything, but they've got arguably their top 2 guys left with 2 games left to win 1. So you really like their chances there. I think they're set up pretty well. So should be a good one tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. I'm sure everybody and their brother will be out there at the cage tomorrow night for that one. Should be fun times. Did we get a word on Javon? Is Javon going to?
Yeah, I think he will.
He is.
Yep. He will
be broadcasting it tomorrow. Yeah.
Sure enough, there it is. It's listed.
What did he text me? Hold on.
Broadcast live on Buford's Own. Fantastic. So even if you can't make it out to the ballpark, you'll be able to check it out. But there will be no pizza truck or bouncy houses on Buford's Own. Just baseball. You want that stuff, you got to go to the ballpark.
We're all just bouncing in the bouncy house. Welcome to Buford's Own, everyone.
Yes, that'll be it.
But that'll be fun. Other stuff that happened today, and it happened on a rainy day, so that worked out well. Signing day at Hilton Head High, your alma mater, Wes. A whole bunch of signees. Lillian Bigger going to Ferrum College for volleyball. Shayna Lugo to Allen University for softball. Andrea Tapia to Spartanburg Methodist to play soccer. Linda Young going to Coker to play basketball. Tyler Bennett to North Greenville for lacrosse. Jackson Bybee also to North Greenville for football. Drake Edmonds to Erskine for cross country. Lucas Fernandez will play soccer at USC Salk. Brad Larson, my favorite swing in the Lowco, going to take it to Rhodes College in Memphis. Juan Milan playing soccer at Coker, and Leo Nedkov.
Oh, what a signing day.
Berry College. Heck of a signing day. For
what a class. It's a tremendous senior class, all signed to join the next levels. Credit to Joe Momonier and that athletic staff at Hilton Head High for doing a great job cultivating those talents, and so many names to shout out there. Andrea Tapia, I heard her, a terrific player, and she was really the catalyst for that Hilton Head High team, what they were able to do this year. Larson has been swinging a tremendous bat throughout his career. Love watching his compete and his drive out on the field. Then Linda Young, just sad to see her lose that senior season, but I mean, relentless rebounder, outstanding player. She will be very much missed in the future for that Hilton High program. Although they still have a group of young talented young women coming back for that team, but and they know how to play with, like, they certainly play without her. So you already have that experience, but still hurts to lose quite an incredible talent in Linda Young. But all in all, still excited to see what she and this entire class does at the college level. So, I mean, huge congratulations to all those coaches, those student athletes, and to the athletic staff at Hilton Head High for, bringing that number of outstanding athletes to the college level. I don't care where it is. I mean, you have to provide a solid level of dedication to yourself and, for the coaches, the players, just to achieve this kind of success as an athletic program. So proud of all those young men, young women, and everyone in their corner.
Yeah, Larson, by the way, was the region player of the year for baseball, which I thought was pretty impressive considering the talent in that region this season.
Yeah.
Looking at May River and Bluffton both making deep runs, James Island, so like there's some real talent in that region, and Larson stood above. So excited for him. Rhodes College, terrific academic institution as well. That's an ideal fit for him. So, and like you said, Linda Young, just really excited that she gets an opportunity to make a comeback.
Yep.
Going to be good stuff. So let's shout out some more sponsors. The varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. DDS Web Design builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhci.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they have jumped on board to help us continue to expand our coverage and shine a light on more deserving student athletes and teams around the Lowco. Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor and the presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. You can go to Reverence Wrestling Club to take your skills on the mat to the next level. And Dr. Ambrose Cole is our official chiropractor. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton. He'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Those are our varsity sponsors. What else do you boys want to talk about tonight? We got a little free time here.
Yeah.
Did you bring anything to chat about? I know, Max, you have a sad note for us. Former Lowco athlete that was near and dear to your heart who recently passed. If you want to share that with us.
Yeah. So for any of you watching, you may know him. He was a pretty big name in the community. Jacob Collins. He passed away a few days ago. Tragic car accident. Unfortunately, took his life. And we grew up across the street from each other, so we were good friends for throughout elementary and middle school. We kind of leaned apart through high school, but we always stayed in touch with each other. And he was a former player for JP2 basketball. He was an amazing person. I personally watched him grow up to what he is today, what he was. It was really shocking for me to hear about his untimely death. He actually just finished, I believe, had just finished classes at USCB. Unfortunately, he just didn't get to go to the next step of life. But amazing player for JV2 basketball. Graduated in 2020. He was a point forward for the Golden Warriors basketball team. He was actually the backup to Zach Doe when Zach Doe was the senior there at JP2. So he was an amazing player, and I was so sad to hear about his passing. I was at his funeral mass today, and it's just life, and you guys know that I've been through quite a bit lately with the passing of my grandmother, and now one of my closest friends. So it's part of life, but I'm glad I got to spend the time I did with him over the years, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, happy trails, brother. That's really sorry to hear of your loss, and certainly any time that we lose young people, it's tragic. Yeah. I had read the same thing that he had just finished up his degree and was starting a job in Jasper County in information technology, and setting his own course. So you hate to hear that. That's awful news, but definitely we lean on the memories.
Keep his family our prayers going forward.
Yeah, exactly right. And unfortunately,
I remember watching that team, that JP2 team, Jackson Ogden, Mark Knight was on that squad.
Yep.
Kennard Houston.
Zach
That was a
Doe
talented
and-
team.
Yeah,
Mac
that was a very, very fun team
Yeah.
to watch. Although they usually beat the crap out of my HHCA Eagles, but hey, it was always fun to watch him play basketball. Whether it was at Hilton Christian Academy or going over to JP2 to watch him play, he was a really talented player. And
that was at the old barn. I miss.
the old barn, man.
The old barn over there. Hilton Christian.
I really do. I do too. There were a lot more bleachers at that old
to watch.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate, but that's how life goes. We every now and then we will lose someone who we care about dearly, and it's just part of life, and it's unfortunate. And shout out, condolences to his family, his mom and dad. Who I've known over the years very well, being our next door neighbors, and my condolences, for your loss, and all the friends and family that were there today. I got to see a lot of friends that I hadn't seen in a while, and it was good to spend time with family, celebrate his life, while also mourning his life at the same time.
Yeah, that's the duality of the thing. And you just hope that people have something positive to celebrate and take with them at the end. And it sounds like Jacob definitely left a lot of positive behind for those to remember him by. So best wishes to his family and those who loved him, and rest in peace, Jacob. But on a little bit happier note, I was going to segue earlier and I forgot because I have ADHD. The Hilton Head High signing thing, I was going to give a little credit to BJ Payne and Sarah Beachkowski and the work that they do educating student athletes at Hilton Head High on the process. They're two people that I've talked about that I want to lean on for their expertise in that area and try to spread that knowledge to more kids around the Lowco. And they do a great job. And on that note, they have their big camp coming up this weekend, the All-American Football Camp. It's only 3 days away now. Registration's still open on the Island Rec website. Some of the counselors we've already mentioned, the coaches, Jalen Sneed, Puna Ford, Rodrigo Blankenship, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, Julian Fleming from Penn State, Christian Gray from Notre Dame, Billy Schrouth from Notre Dame, CJ Hicks from Ohio State, our own Shai Thompson and Gaston Moore and Jaden Jones, as well as Noah Kim from Coastal Carolina. So star-studded camp counselors again this year. Should be a great event, and I've never heard a bad word about this camp. I mean, everybody who goes to it has a phenomenal time. And everything's good. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
You guys, go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, no, that's been one of the most fun experiences I've been able to be part of is watching those kids learn the basics of football with these guys who just really enjoy helping out this next generation. And as you said the day ago, I mean, Gaston Moore was a former, camper in this event, and now he's one of the coaches, and to see it come full circle like that's got to be really warm for BJ Payne's heart. And I was able to talk to him about last year, and just he just really gets emotional when he recounts these stories of all these kids now coming back to help out. Got to be really an amazing experience for Coach Payne, just to see all these former players take the reins and help him produce this, incredible opportunity for boys and girls to not only learn the ropes of football, but to, engage themselves with tremendous, leaders and mentors, and just, learn a lot about being a good person and an athlete through this opportunity. And just, if you have a kid who not just loves football, but loves sports and wants to, have an unforgettable experience, I mean, this is the place to be. This is the opportunity. So I can't say enough good about what PJ Payne does. And it doesn't just end here. I mean, he is so proactive in helping his players reach the next level, whether it's college tours during the summer or just endless phone calls, reaching out to recruiters. I mean, he's going to do whatever it takes to get his kids the best opportunity to continue their football career and continue their education at the next level.
Yep, no doubt. And I've seen him do it for kids at other schools too, which carries a lot of weight for me, because that's the good stuff. When you're about the kids first, regardless of what jersey they wear on Friday nights. But good stuff there. Not much else, boys. It's a quiet night on the Lowco front.
Yeah.
The spring sports season is
dwindling down. We did have a good show earlier today with the Under the Bus boys. So you can pop over to the Lowco Media Network. I'll get that uploaded tonight. I think it may already be up on the Podbean platform, but we'll get it up on YouTube tonight. They were in rare form. They were all over the place today, but it was funny stuff. They were in top form. So you can check that out. We also just launched a new season on Podbean, and we'll be getting it out on YouTube as well, of Red's Barbershop with our conversation with Rick Carlisle. We recorded it a while back, but good time to release it. He's in the news. Pacers playing the Knicks right now, down by 9. Tied 2-2 in the series. So good conversation there. You can check out. What are you boys doing tomorrow? You going to a baseball game?
No. I think I'm gonna stay home tomorrow.
Did you get your shift switched?
I did. So I'm hopefully able to make it either on time or just late by maybe like an hour at the most. So I will definitely be there at least for the ending. I don't want to miss this. This is something I've been waiting for a really long time.
This is the game. If you can find a day to take off a shift from work, this is the time.
This is the game in the Lowco. Everybody's going to show up for this game.
Everybody. This is the finale.
It's not just Christian Academy fans either. You're going to have Bluffton fans. You're going to have May River fans. They're going to show up and support as well. Because all these players in the area, they all know each other. They all support each other.
They all played together.
They've all played together, So this is everybody's going to be there. The whole town of Bluffton is going to show up for this. So it's going to be a fun, exciting game. Oh God, the atmosphere is going to be incredible. I can't wait. Maybe they need a right field mafia like the farmhouse. Get some fireworks in the outfield. Get it ready to go.
They got dangerous out there in right field.
It's probably a bit dangerous. You got a Bluffton Parkway sitting right behind you. So,
I just meant because it's so easy to hit home runs out of that place.
Yeah,
you might get peppered out there in right field.
But they have the coolest pregame intro in SCISA. So
for
sure. Come on, man, you got us on it. You can't. We got to get a video of them actually playing it. To be honest,
I'll make sure to film it before. Because
someone needs to film it tomorrow so that we have it for the last time.
All right. Well, I think Carlo's planning to accompany you out there. So
Carlo Peruzza.
And WSAV has requested highlights, so no pressure. But looking for our highlights tomorrow. So no, it should be a good one.
Yeah,
should be a good one. We'll hook up WSAV with the highlights, hopefully from a Hilton Head Christian Academy win. And then we'll also have the softball. Jimmy, maybe we can get Jimmy on to report tomorrow night about the softball. Hopefully Colleton Prep can keep its season alive and force a deciding game 3 in that series. And then we'll have state track meets coming up. Thursday, we got the 1A meet. 3A is on Friday, and then I believe 4A is on Saturday. So we'll have 3 straight days of state track to report on. We'll have to see if we can get some of the champs to come on and talk with us. But we have reached the calm before the storm. We'll
it's on the spring football.
That's right, and we'll be doing some of that, I think, because we got spring games coming up. A lot of them scheduled on like the 23rd. So we should be freed up to be able to get out and cover some of that. Looking forward to that for sure. Start getting the juices flowing for football season. We'll be spending a lot of time this summer, digging into ideas for how to take our football coverage to the next level. So definitely looking forward to that. But that's about all we got tonight, boys. So let's shout out that last round of sponsors, the Lowco Booster Club, supports us, so please support them. Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court are Lowco natives with Charter One Realty, and they want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Revive Rehab Women's Health and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy in Bluffton. Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen would love to help new moms get back on their feet. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, as well as all kinds of other cool stuff. You can go over to their showroom on Argent Boulevard to see what they can do for you at Eagle Creations. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. You can go in for some great conversation and come out with a great style at Jay's Barbershop. And Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry, Chris Odom. He'll get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you. That's the Lowco Booster Club. We appreciate their support. Not a lot to shout out tonight, but you boys got shout outs. Wes, you got somebody you want to shout out tonight?
I'm just going to shout out to a couple of those Hilton High signees. I mean, Linda Young, wanted to give her credit for an outstanding career. Hilton High, tough to see it end the way it did, but I'm just glad she has the opportunity to continue her career. I just, looking back at all the moments, a couple of game-winning shots I remember in region play, and I think in the postseason as well. She was not just a terrific all-around player, she was a clutch performer. She had a couple of huge shots throughout her Seahawk career, and tremendous job with her leadership and just the way she defended. Always played with incredible hustle out there in the court, and even better, just person to talk with, be around. When I was at an event this year at Hilton High, she was always there. Got to talk to her, always smile on her face. So incredible young woman, and just want to give her one more shout out before she finishes up her time as a Seahawk and walks across the stage in a few weeks.
Gonna be a Cobra.
Yes.
Max, you got a shout out tonight, buddy?
I'm gonna go with two guys from Hilton Head High School. Jackson Bybee for signing. I mean, we had him on earlier in the spring season when he committed to North Greenville for football. Had him on the show. Great conversation with him. And Brad Larson signing to play at Rhodes College. Amazing, fantastic, talented player. And I cannot wait to see what both of those guys will do at the next level of athletics. It's going to be interesting to see how both these players pan out as their careers will continue.
Yeah, Bybee's interesting. He's an interesting project because the frame is really nice, and there are a lot of things that BJ Payne really spoke highly about his leadership and a lot of things. And I think some of the physical stuff that, with some time to continue developing at North Greenville, I think there's some big time potential there. You tapping it, you never know. But there's definitely some big time potential there. So I'm excited to see how that pans out for him. Regardless, he gets to go keep playing football and go to school, and that's the win of all wins. And Larson, I'll miss seeing that sweet lefty swing. I'll have to go watch Rhodes College highlights to get some of that. I'll give my shout out over to Simon McAllister, Beaufort High Golf. They weren't quite as deep this year as they have been, but he was there, every week, every event. He was right there. If he wasn't the medalist, he was right there close, and all-state performance this week. So shout out to Simon. I'm sure we'll be seeing his name plenty this summer on the SCJGA leaderboards and things like that. Yep. Big time player. So that's my shout out for tonight. That'll do it for tonight, boys. We know what we're doing tomorrow. We're talking baseball. Hilton Head Christian Academy. Could be a really a triumphant show, could be a sad show where we an anxious show where we wonder about game 3. We shall see. You'll have to tune in tomorrow night to find out. Loco Sports Lowdown. We'll probably be coming at you, I'm guessing at 10 tomorrow night, because
how long this one goes.
Back to our places after that ball game, but we'll see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Thanks so much to Jimmy Searson for joining us tonight, as well as Brady Sacha, and thanks so much to sponsors who make it all possible, as well as all of you who show up to listen or watch. You're the reason we do it. We appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow night. For Wes Kerr and Max Arraj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.